Will I ever see? Hey guys, how you doing?
Oh what? Here it comes now.
Yeah. What are you guys doing here?
Hey Michael, how you doing?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Close the window. Welcome back to BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO. My name is Michael Lyons, and I'm here, of course, with NANABOOZHOO. And behind the camera is Natasha. And I thought we could start the show with a song. Let's see. What do you think we should play? Out on the street for a living, pictures only begun. I screwed that up. Out on the street for a living, pictures only begun. Ooh. Got you under their thumb. Out on the street for a living, pictures only begun. Nah. So how you doing? How you guys? I was thinking about my sort of my journey with guitar. You know, a lot of guitar players can kind of trace back their musical influences, like what songs they were listening to when they decided that they wanted to play music. And for me, when I was a kid, I loved Elvis Presley and I loved Kiss. But the first song I ever learned how to play was by the Rolling Stones, and it was this. It was just on the E string. I can get no satisfaction. I can get no satisfaction, but I try and I try and I try and I try, but I can't get no. I don't know. But then my buddy, when I was like a 17-year-old, showed me how to play Boston, More Than a Feeling, and that started my learning how to finger pick, and it was like this. I woke up this morning and the sun was gone. Turned on some music to start my day. Lost myself in a familiar song. Closed my eyes and she slipped away. And so by learning that song, I learned some chords. And then Oh, it's also a huge David Bowie fan. So songs like Ground Control to Major Tom. Ground Control to Major Tom. And that kind of taught me bar chords. What was that one? Like Che Guevara drove a diesel van. That's an obscure Bowie song. Actually, let's do this. Today I would like to talk to the kids. If I came to your school this fall, or if we came to your school, me and NANABOOZHOO and Natasha, we would probably talk about Ojibwe language and Ojibwe history a little bit. But I would spend some time also talking about what it's like and what it takes to become an artist or a musician, which is kind of the same thing. So for me, I love to draw and I love to play guitar. But I come from a long line of musicians and artists. My father could play guitar and draw, and my mother could play piano and for a while played guitar but gave it up. And she was a beautiful singer. And my mom's grandmother played piano and guitar and violin and played in an orchestra in California for a short time. But this is sort of the history of guitar music in America in my life. So my earliest understanding of guitar music came from like Buddy Holly. So back in the days of the grandfathers, when this would be like the 50s and the 60s, music in America was, you probably heard of the blues. It'd be like, well, I got the blues so bad, I didn't know I could be so sad. And they always repeat it. I got the blues so bad, I didn't know I could be so sad. But hey baby, I didn't know I'd feel so bad. Right? So that was the blues. And then the blues sort of led way into rock, and early rock was just fast blues. It was like, the house is a rockin', don't bother knocking, or whatever. That's later on, but rock was kind of like that. And so there were blues musicians that led way to the early rock musicians like Buddy Holly. Now Buddy Holly was one of the first rock stars that modern music is kind of based on, because he was a singer and a songwriter and he played guitar. Elvis Presley was a great performer and a great singer and could play guitar and could play piano, but he didn't usually do that when he performed, and he only performed other people's songs. But Buddy Holly wrote his own music, and he also invented his own style. And so a lot of Buddy Holly songs were 3-chord songs that had a danceable feel to it, And so it sounded something like this. Right? Or in fact, I should back up a little bit. I made a joke yesterday about this song. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day. And you can kind of see the that'll be the day you say goodbye. Still kind of uses the same chord patterns as blues. But then rock was just, But then Buddy Holly was great because, so what he did, he was a guitar, his band was one guitar, one bass, one drum. And then he would also sing, and he wrote all the lyrics. This is called Peggy Sue, which is popular in this would be like my parents' generation. So your great-grandparents. If you knew Peggy Sue, then you'd know why I feel blue. My Peggy Sue. I love you, girl, and I need you, Peggy Sue. And so music also required the musicians to be poets, because all the lyrics would need to follow certain line lengths and need to rhyme. And so people like Buddy Holly were sort of influential in educating people like Bob Dylan and the Beatles, who would go on to write songs that meant something. So in the early days of American music, it was just, funny rhyming things. That'll be however it goes. That'll be the day you say goodbye. That'll be the day. But then they started writing songs that would tell a story. And it might be a story about breaking up with your girlfriend. And country music was really good with that. So at the same time, country music was using acoustic guitars and writing songs like this. This is Johnny Cash. Well, I hear that train a-comin', it's rolling round that bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison while time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. And so a lot of country guys would sing about breaking up with their girlfriends, getting arrested, going to jail. And it was their own kind of blues, but it was storytelling. So then by the 70s, there was rock music and country music, and then folk music came out to tell stories. A lot of times they'd be like protest songs. During the Vietnam War, it was a very popular time for musicians to write about protesting the war. A great band that with great lyrics and talked about war and stuff that came out in the 70s was a band called Pink Floyd. And Pink Floyd was an English band that an album that was really important to me, The Wall, talked about what it was like to grow up without a dad, because his dad died in the war, and then to be in an oppressive boarding school, like native boarding schools, but England had their own boarding schools. And they had a song kind of like this. Well, this is the 80s by this time. We don't need no education. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-bum, bum. We don't need no thought control. Bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-bum. Preacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, you were all just bricks in the wall. All in all, you were all just bricks in the wall. And on and on. So then, that was 70s, early 80s. I guess 79 The Wall came out, I think. But nobody had a bigger influence on my life than Kiss. Kiss came out in the 70s and then continued to make music up till today. And they came from kind of a school of blues-based rock, where and also three-part harmonies. A lot of people think of Kiss and think of the makeup and all that stuff, but what they forget about is that Kiss is actually really great singers. They've chosen a rock style, so sometimes to people who don't understand it, it sounds like, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say screaming. Sometimes they scream for emotion, but there's always three-part harmonies, and they're actually pretty strict musicians as far as following rules, song structures, and everything, and pretty conventional in that way. But probably their most famous song is a song called Rock and Roll All Night and Party Every Day. Show us everything you've got. Keep on dancing and the room gets hot. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. You say you wanna go for a spin. The party's just begun, we'll let you in. You drive us wild, we'll drive you crazy. Keep on shouting, keep on shouting. I wanna rock and roll, and on. And so that leads us into the 80s. Now, by the time the 80s comes rolling around, music, people were really expressing a lot of like dance. Well, no, it was still kind of a singer-songwriter thing, but let's see, what would represent the 80s? One of the first songs I ever learned was by the Scorpions. So like hair metal bands were really big in my life anyway. What would be a good... Okay, 80s. Hey, 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 hey. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone dancing, you know it, baby. Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out, and lost strange, so real in the dark. Think of the tender things that we were working on. Slow change may pull us apart. I put us back together and harder. Don't you forget about me. Don't you forget about me. Will you stand above me? Look my way, but never love me. Rain keeps falling down, down, down. Will you stand above me? Look my way, don't walk on by. Rain is a song that was popular my senior year in high school. And then the 90s. Everyone thinks I'm going to talk about Nirvana. But honestly, I was sort of, I missed the train on Kurt Cobain. We passed upon the stairs, and spoke of was and whens, although I wasn't there. He said I was his friend, which came as a surprise. I spoke into his eyes, I thought you died alone a long, long time ago. Alright, I just realized it's already been 22 minutes. So I'm going to close up there. I'm going to stop there. Thank you for watching BOOZHOO, NANABOOZHOO. And there might be a part 2 to Michael's guitar. I don't know what I'm calling this. Thanks for watching. I will see you again. GOFUNDME, Minowa. Hawa.
GOFUNDME, Minowa. Hey, by the way, if you'd like to support the show, click the link to Patreon, and we have a PayPal page. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up.